I'm Andrew.
I'm Alyssa.
And this is Braggin's Adventures.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Andrew, and we are fresh off the ship. We just got back from a week on the Carnival Radiance, and we had a pretty good time. I have, I think, almost 20 gigabytes worth of footage that I have to go through and edit for you guys. But I do have this list in front of me, and it's gonna produce like 8 or 9 different videos covering a wide variety of subjects related to cruising, and some are specific to the Radiance. So I'm super excited about that. I hope you are too. Today I want to do something different though. Well, is it different? No, it's cruise related, and it does have specifically to do with the ship we just got off of and that specific cruise, but it will also apply to any ship you go on and really anywhere you go in life. Grocery store, restaurant, shopping mall, work, wherever. So I wanted to talk about 5 people you should emulate when on a cruise ship, and 5 people you should absolutely not behave like when you're on a cruise ship. Again, these are all based off specific experiences this week, and I'll go through those. But I thought back and I was like, no, this applies absolutely every cruise we've ever gone on. These are in no particular order. The number 5 person you want to be on a cruise ship is the person that pushes buttons and holds doors for people whose hands are full. Now, what do I mean by that? There were a few times where we like eating on our balcony. We pay for the balcony room. We enjoy the quiet piece of that. Cute little table, chairs, gorgeous view of the ocean, and nobody else. So we will often go up to Lido, grab a tray of food from wherever, drink from the bar, head back down, right? Well, sometimes one of us will go because the other one might still be getting ready in the morning. So that means I'm carrying maybe a tray and 2 plates, 2 drinks, whatever. I'm balancing it, right? And I come to an elevator lobby and I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because there's no like tables in the elevator lobby, and the map sign that's in the middle of every elevator lobby has no flat edge for you to set anything on, right? So it's often a like try to hit it with your elbow or your nose or whatever it is, right? Until some kind stranger comes along, sees your hands are full, and offers to push that button for you and the button inside the elevator for whatever deck you're going to. That kind of person's an awesome person to be. Related is the number 5 person you do not want to be on a cruise ship, and that is someone that tries to get on the elevator before everybody else has gotten off. Don't be that person, guys. The proper elevator etiquette is that when those doors open, you look and see if anybody's already on. If there are people on the elevator already, you wait for them to get off before you get on. That's the right way to do it. That's a universal truth. Do not be the person that as 18 people trying to get off, you're trying to be the fish swimming the wrong way to get on. Stand back and wait. It takes 5 seconds for everyone to get off if you stand back and wait. It takes 40 seconds for everyone to get off and you to get on if you try to fight that crowd. Don't be that person. The number 4 person you want to be on a cruise ship is the person that lets someone else go ahead of you at the bar or the buffet or whatever it be. And I'm not just saying that you stand there and go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, obviously you're there. Please get your food, get your drink, whatever. But if 2 people arrive at the same time to something, let's say the bar, and the bartender's like, who was here first? Your drink's going to take another 2 minutes if you go, please help them first. Where are you going to go? You're on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean, okay? You're not in a rush. You ain't got nowhere to be. Stop pretending you do. Be the kind of person that on occasion, I'm not saying every time, but on occasion, make someone else's day and be like, hey, grab your drink first. We got here at the same time. Don't worry about it. And then chat with them while they're waiting for their drink. They'll thank you. The bartender will thank you. You're going to have a better time. And the bartender might notice that kindness. And I'm not saying they do, but they might be a little bit heavy-handed with your pour. So that's someone you definitely want to be. The number 4 person that you do not want to be on a cruise ship is the kind of person that gets to an elevator lobby that's full of people and then immediately walks on the first elevator whose doors open. What do I mean by that? This is related to our debarkation day. So we're up on deck 5. We gathered all of our people together in our group. We have to get down to deck 3 forward to get off the ship. So we cross deck 5 all the way to the floor, and there's a really full elevator lobby because everyone on the ship is trying to do the same thing, right? So we wait for a few elevators because we were not there first. Let this group get on, let this group get on, the next elevator is this group, and it's coming up on our turn, right? Now what you have to know is that every elevator is already pretty full because we're on deck 5 and there's 11 decks worth of elevator there. So people got on every deck. By the time it gets to 5, it's pretty full. So maybe 1 or 2 people in your party is going to be able to get on, right? Because everyone's going to deck 3 right now. So it's coming up on our turn, and then a group of 3 or 4 people arrives over on this end here, right? And we're over on this end of the lobby, and the elevator by them opens. Remember, we've waited about 4 or 5 elevator cycles now. They literally walked up and then crammed themselves into that elevator. That's not cool. Let me explain to you how elevator lobbies work. It's a queue, okay? Just because there's no ropes in that, it's a queue. When you arrive to an elevator lobby, there is a covenant spoken, or rather unspoken, that whoever was there first gets on the elevator first. Plain and simple, okay? If you come up to a full elevator lobby, you were at the back of the line. Once everyone else that was there before you gets on, then you get on the next one. Okay? The third type of person that you want to be on a cruise ship is the kind of person that says hi. Those people rock, and we try to do it to everyone. Now, I don't mean that you're literally walking on Lido deck and intentionally going up to everyone and saying hi and shaking their hand. Don't do that. I'm talking like when you're walking down a corridor, maybe back to your stateroom, right? And someone else is coming the opposite direction. It takes 0 energy to go, good morning, or hi, how's it going? 0 energy. You don't have to mean it. I don't care how it's going. I really don't. I'm having a good time myself. But a friendly little nod of the hat takes very little energy. And you know what? It's just the friendly, cool thing to do. And it just makes the whole experience feel warmer. The third type of person you do not want to be on a cruise ship is someone that treats the staff like they're servants. Do not be that kind of person. They are hardworking, underpaid individuals that are there to enhance your cruise experience, not to serve you personally, okay? And I'm going to talk about a specific incident that really kind of irked me, and I apologize to the crew person on behalf of my species. We were up on Serenity Deck. We were enjoying a beverage, and I think we grabbed maybe a plate of food. I think we had some tacos from down at the Blue Iguana. And it's not crowded particularly. It was Ensenada Day, so there was a lot of people off the ship. And there were about 8 people in the hot tub up on Serenity. 1 bartender at the Serenity bar, right? So I'm over there ordering our drinks. And from behind me, hey, bartender, hey, can we get some drinks over here? Keep in mind, the 1 bartender is currently in conversation with me. So first off, that person is just rude to try to overshout our conversation. Second off, that bartender is not there to provide you poolside service. That bartender is responsible for that bar. If they leave that bar, all of that stuff is now unintended, and I can just reach over and grab whatever bottle I want, right? You're on camera, sure, but the point stands. Second of all, wait until he's done talking. And he went, I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. He's so polite. And I told him, I go, you were a lot nicer than I would have been because I would have told her to go get it herself. He thanked me, and I tipped him extra well on her behalf. It was just, it's uncalled for. The bar and the hot tub are maybe 10 feet away from each other. Get your lazy butt out of the water, walk over to the bar, and place your order. It's not hard and it's not complicated. And at the very, very least, these hardworking staff members deserve your respect as a fellow human being. Please do not be the person that treats them like slaves. That brings us to the number 2 kind of person that you want to be on a cruise ship, and that's someone that goes out of their way to interact with the crew members. They're people too. They like talking. They want to hear where you're from and how you're enjoying your trip. And you know what? I want to hear where they're from and how they enjoy their cruise contract. I ask every crew person that I have the opportunity to interact with, how long's left on your contract? Are you enjoying it? Do you think you're going to renew? That kind of thing. Where are you from? Do you have family back there? Oh, you kids, great. Tell me about your kids. It creates a bond with that crew person, and now you're friends for the week, right? What a great experience, too. In particular, we were walking down the corridor on our deck 6 for our staterooms, and we were trying to get, I think, forward, and we were staying all the way aft, right? So we're walking down the corridor, and there's a worker, and he's got his cell phone like propped up on his cart, right? He was a room steward, right? So it's propped up on his cart right here, and we can hear noise coming from it, and he's like talking while he's like folding towels and stuff. And so we walk by and we're like, hey, who you talking to? And he's like, oh, it's my wife. And he holds up the phone and he's like showing it all around, and you could see her on the screen, and then he's showing it, all of our faces are appearing, and we're like, hey, what's up? And his wife got this big grin just to see that he's interacting with people and he's not lonely on this ship. And he smiled. He thanked us for stopping and chatting. It doesn't take that much energy to befriend the staff, right? They're good people and they want to interact with you. Interact back. On to the number 2 person you don't want to be on a cruise ship, and that's a parent that doesn't discipline your child. Now, full disclosure, this was a Thanksgiving cruise. What does that mean? All the schools were out for the holiday. We had 1,200 kids. 1,200 kids on our ship. Now, if you know the Carnival Radiance, you know what a huge number of children that was. And it's not hyperbole. We actually asked multiple crew people and got these numbers. 1,200 kids. It's a lot of kids. And the kids in and of themselves aren't the problem. It's the misbehaving kids that are the problem, and the parents that aren't doing anything about it. My children are grown now. My youngest turns 18 at the end of the year. If they ever behave the way that some kids behave on a cruise ship, they would have gone back to their stateroom and spent time there to think about how boring life could be for them. I was not a physical parent. My dad was not a physical dad. But I remember, dude, if we ever got out of line in a restaurant, he didn't spank us or anything. He took us into the bathroom and sat us up on the sink and then used his dad voice. Don't ever make me do this again. And that's all I ever had to do as a father as well. And I hope my kids will continue that tradition as well, because you know what, it works. My mom, sure, she would wash her mouth out with soap if we ever said anything terrible. And we did get the wooden spoon now and then, but that worked too. But the point is, we were disciplined. My kids were disciplined. There are kids on cruise ships today that are not disciplined. And I think that goes back to the notion that everybody checks their brain back at the parking structure. They don't think they have to be parents on a cruise ship, that somehow the 2,000 crew members are now responsible for the kids and the other 2,000 guests or whatever are responsible for the kids. We're not. The crew's not. We're not paid to take care of your children. You parent those children. Okay, please? The number 1 kind of person you want to be on a cruise ship is someone that understands directional etiquette. What I mean by that is, if you are walking down a corridor and someone else is walking the opposite direction towards you, right? You walk on the right side. I don't understand what's complicated about that. I will never understand people that walk on the left side of an aisleway, a walkway, a pathway, a whatever way. You walk on the right side, because if you walk on the right side and the other person walks on the right side, you go like this. If you walk on the left side and someone walks on the right side, you go like this, right? Not cool. I shouldn't have to go change universal etiquette because you're not paying attention. Of course, that brings us to the number one person you do not want to be on the cruise ship, and that's someone without spatial awareness. Now, what does that mean? So, spatial awareness is when you are in an environment, you are aware of the space around you. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be like Jason Bourne. You don't have to know, 400 square feet of space and have eyes everywhere. Talking the space around you, a 6-foot bubble, okay? We all remember our 6-foot bubbles from the pandemic, right? 6-foot bubble. You should know and be very familiar with your 6-foot bubble. If you are, that means you can navigate the entirety of the space because your 6-foot bubble is clear of obstacles. And as long as your 6-foot bubble is always clear of those obstacles, you can get through 600,000 square feet of space, right? People that don't have spatial awareness are only aware of the space they can see between my hands here, right? And a foot in front of them, okay? Me to the camera, okay? So those people are the absolute worst. And here's why. I'm going to give you one example from my trip. There were many, but I'm just going to give you one. On debarkation day, we were having breakfast aft Lido, outside, cool air, looking out Long Beach Harbor. It was gorgeous. You're going to see so much videos. Anyway, and I was like, hey, we need more drinks because, the Red Frog Pub is open at 7 in the morning on debarkation day. Or not the pub, the Red Frog Rum Bar, which is also on Lido. But you have to walk through the Lido buffet, right? Now, I have spatial awareness. So my 6-foot bubble's always clear. Dodge here, boom, boom, boom. Watch out for lady who left her suitcase in the middle of the walkway for some reason instead of over by the table she's eating at. Don't know why. Watch out for kid that's not paying attention, talking to daddy's running right towards your kneecap. Dodge, boom, right? Spatial awareness. So as I'm passing a drink station, there's a woman that's getting a drink, looking at the drinks, I don't know. And instead of finishing that project and turning around to walk away from the drink station, she just kind of starts backing up from the drink station, right into my bubble, well into my bubble. And she actually ran into me. Now, if I had anything in my hand, I would have dropped it. That's how hard she hit me. Did she apologize for her lack of spatial awareness or backing into me, stepping on my foot, which was in a flip-flop? No, she said, oh, and then turned and proceeded to go the same direction I was at the speed of snail. So that's 2 spatial awareness fails, right? Backing into me and then not feeling people behind her are trying to move at a pace quicker than she is. You need to have spatial awareness on a cruise ship, shopping mall, grocery store, wherever. That kind of person is the same kind of person who back home at, say, Walmart, leaves their cart perpendicular to the aisle while they stare from the middle of the aisle at something on the shelf so that no one can get around them either direction. And then when you stand there quietly waiting for them to finish, they don't even realize you're there a foot and a half away from them. It's like this locked vision thing. Spatial awareness, guys. You have peripheral. I can see my hands way back here. Look, wiggling the fingers. Yeah? Go ahead. Try it. That's spatial awareness. Okay? But these people, they can't. They can't see past this. You don't want to be that person. So there you have it, guys. That's 5 people you want to emulate when you're on a cruise ship and 5 people you absolutely do not want to be when you are on the cruise ship. I hope you enjoyed this video. Super excited for all this footage. We've also got, Alyssa and I are headed to Vegas in December here. And obviously that's going to produce more footage. I think I've got enough material here that I'm going to be giving you videos at least through February, if not March. And then that leads to other stuff that we got going on that we're going to be videoing for you. Other exciting news, this year instead of Knott's Berry Farm, we got annual passes to Santa's Village, Sky Park at Santa's Village, which is up in the San Bernardino Mountains. It's a pretty cool place, so we'll do some videos for that coming up. And in the meantime, stick around, stay tuned, chat with us, all that good stuff. And don't forget about the contest, guys. If we hit our goal of 150 subscribers by the end of the year, we're giving out an Amazon gift card. Can't go wrong. Scroll through our videos. You know what? No, I'm going to link in the description below to the original video that explains the contest rules, okay? So click on that one after you're done. And, thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. I didn't mean to interrupt your video, but I just wanted to take a moment to ask you to click that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you could, please do share these videos on social media. And by the way, we love chatting with you in the comments. Let us know what you liked or disliked down below, and let us know what you want to see in the future. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you on the next adventure.